I am here with Jamie, Alice and James, the geniuses behind the podcast My Dad Wrote a Porno. Guys, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having us.
You chose to do a podcast, and that's quite a niche medium. You're almost giving the audience a chance to paint the picture that your dad has originally written down on that piece of paper, but also have your reactions to it. Why did you choose a podcast specifically?
What would those visuals have been like though, Buffy? How did it have visuals? That would have been horrendous.
Oh, God.
It was not that far into the life of podcasts, really. I mean, they obviously they've been around for a really long time, but that kind of moment when they were catching a light and people were really getting into them. So we were sort of making it up as we went along, weren't we?
Yeah, and it was like around the time like Serial came out, so it was becoming a much more popular medium.
You guys worked in the digital media industry, which obviously must have helped this a little bit. And then, of course, you have worked for things like Big Brother's Bit on the Side. You worked for BBC Radio 1 as well, of course. Do you feel like all of those talents together has really helped this podcast kind of fly?
We all bring different things to the table, but I think we just wanted to make something that would make us laugh, and hopefully that would make other people laugh.
Yeah.
Which isn't always a great equation, because sometimes it really makes you laugh and nobody else laughs, which has definitely been the case with some other stuff that we've made.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You went to Leeds Uni.
Yeah,
did you immediately gel, or did you kind of discover each other over time?
Oh,
You guys have a good story, don't you, of how you met?
James hated me
There we go.
for the first time he met me.
I didn't hate him. I just, like, Jamie was just really funny at this party, and, like, the life and soul of the party was like, I'm very jealous of him. Very charismatic and engaging.
What a vile show-off.
Yeah, I will never be friends with him. But then we quickly became friends, and we clicked quite quickly, didn't we? So I guess it was quite quick, really. And then,
We became a little gang quite quickly, didn't we?
Okay, and you guys are all quite comical in your own rights as well. Like, did people kind of notice that at uni, that you kind of like banded together in that way?
I feel like there's a lot of talk about us, Buffy, yeah.
the buzz at uni was massive.
It was quite a big campus, actually. There were two universities in Leeds, and I think much of the talk was about the three of us. When I entered a room, it would go quiet. Often people wouldn't invite me to parties and things, I think, because they were too embarrassed about the amount that they've been talking about us. So, yeah, you picked up on something that was very prevalent there.
You guys kind of pushed the boundaries. You know, you don't have to maybe meet the same criteria as you do in your professional careers.
Yeah, this would never have been made by any professional outlet, for good reason. It couldn't be.
No broadcast standards whatsoever.
Literally.
Have you ever thought maybe Broadway, like Belinda Blinked on Broadway?
I mean,
you guys would love that.
This is a real conversation that is happening. It turns out that a lot of people on Broadway listened to the show and invited us to see Hamilton and Book of Mormon. All they wanted to talk about was how we were going to make My Dad Wrote a Porno on Broadway.
I think a musical is a really interesting idea, because you can have those flights of fancy and you can do things in a way that is perhaps a nod to the sexier scenes and not too explicit.
It's a more surrealist medium in that way. Yeah.
And the movie, there's loads of directions we could go in.
CGI, bodysuit, green screen, just to make what he describes actually happen.
It'll make the budget of the Avengers look like art house cinema.
Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Thanks for having us.